I want these to sit while we present. So this is olive oil. I'm going to be doing mustard. I'm going to be doing ketchup. Go ahead, Jay.
I would, but it's not letting me.
All right.
There you go. Thanks, Josh. So, one more time is the only time you have to hear me today, except for afterwards at lunch. The biggest thing that we always want to convey, and is not just us to you, but you to your homeowners, is get to know your customer story. And the best way that you can get to know your customer story is asking thought-provoking questions, right? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We're almost there. We're almost there.
Come on, we're going to feed you a good lunch, we promise you. So we're going to need some engagement at the end here. A great example of a thought-provoking question, the best question and should be utilized every single time you meet somebody, is describe to me your experience with your last home renovation. Now, we've said this in a seminar before, but I really want to emphasize that word describe. That's making them use their brain, thought-provoking questions. If you engage with words like describe, trigger words like that, where it's making them use their brain, they're going to start to give you information that you probably didn't even realize you're going to get. They're going to tell you the type of tile they picked for their bathroom, and the size, and the scale, and why potentially. You might find out that they like large format, and they don't want a lot of busy grout joints. Maybe large format pavers might be a good option for them. You might find out that the contractor they picked last time didn't tuck in his shirt and cuss like a sailor every day. Right? You might be able to leverage that in your brand pitch later on when you start talking to them about your professionalism and the level of care that you're going to bring to their house. You might find out that they didn't have a lot of control over the project. The contractor kind of left them in the dark and there wasn't great communication. Then that means those things, if she's sharing those, there's a reason for it. And she's telling you those things because she wants you to know those things. And you have to use those things to improve yourself. And a great follow-up to some of those is, seems like there's a reason you're telling me that. Well, yeah, he wouldn't show up on time, and she'll elaborate more. And this is setting you up for an opportunity to set yourself apart from her last experience with another contractor. It doesn't have to be a landscape contractor, any contractor, right? You're trying to improve that experience for her with you.
So when Shaun says asking that thought-provoking question, describe to me, that's a great use of an open-ended question.
Yep.
You're going to go on a meeting to talk to a homeowner. What's the worst thing you can do? Do you like pavers?
Yes.
If they say no, then what do you do? Man, I'm in the wrong house, right? Try not to be using closed-end questions. Keep everything on an open end. The biggest thing that us with you folks in the room and you to your clients is trust, right? If you don't go in there and gain their trust, if we don't gain your trust, we're wasting our time. And keep in mind, what you like isn't always going to be what they like, right? I know people every single day will pick up our old brochure and say, you can have anything in this catalog as long as it's Brussels block, Coffee Creek pattern Y.
Any color you want as long as it's black, right, on the truck?
Yeah. Why? I got 5 bundles that's still sitting in my yard and I want to use it up. So take that into consideration. Preconceived notions. My first year with Unilock, I had the opportunity to meet a contractor and saw him at his shop. I pulled in, had a quick discussion with him. He ended up telling me about a meeting that he had later on that week, and he was used to using a paver called Canyon Tumbled. Many of you may have heard that before. And I said, why are you going to use a Canyon Tumbled? Why are you going to show that? Well, it's what I like, and it's probably going to fit the house. Normal ranch, mid-70s, T111 siding and stuff like that. He went in with a preconceived notion of this is what he likes, so this is what the client should like. We all go to Starbucks. We all go to Big B. Not everybody likes the same drink, right? They want to have some spice. So when he presented that tumbled paver to his client, she wanted nothing to do with it. He actually did take the time to give her one of our catalogs, and she basically opened up to page 52 and says, I want that. It just happened to be Richcliffe, Courtstone, Copthorne, and Ledgestone coping for step copings. But with him going in there and just going, this is what I like, so this is what you should like, isn't always the case.
I had this exact example at one of one of the dealers that I get to work with on a regular basis, and I'm looking at his sales, and it's like Brussels, 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 and Duracolor sales are way down. So I went in there and probably used some sort of, describe to me why you're selling so much Brussels. But he gave me flat out, I love Brussels. It's at my house. It's the only paver I like, blah, 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 blah. Well, and then I started stepping back as he was walking with his homeowners in his outdoor idea center. He was taking them to the Brussels rack. And he was walking right past all the other ones in the outdoor idea center. So, he was selling himself short in some cases in terms of upselling to other products and also bringing a disservice in terms of the value of other products that he could have bringing to him. So another story is this one right here. Treat every opportunity the same. I've got a contractor in my territory that when he gets a lead, he Googles the area, average household income for the city. And if it's below a certain number, he doesn't go on an appointment. Well, this particular contractor right here, John from M&D, got that same lead that other guy got, and he followed up with it. So $60,000 driveway in a city that there's no other paver driveway in that city. He sold a $60,000 project with front walkway, art line, town hall border. I mean, just a Mac Daddy job, lighting, landscaping. He treats every opportunity the same, and it doesn't matter where it comes from, and he finds himself good opportunities.
How many of you in the room get the majority of work from referrals? There's going to be, again, more hands going up, right?
We see hands, but you're not putting them up.
We see hands. So just think about if you didn't treat that opportunity the way that gentleman did. How do you know who his best friend is? How do you know who his relative is? You might be trying to get into a development for years, but because you didn't want to take the time to deal with this gentleman, you just may have messed it all up. Potentially.
There's a lot of smart people that are trying to live below their means, right? To have nicer things like a beautiful driveway and stand out. And maybe they don't have the 2,600 square foot house, but they have a nice house with granite and things like that. So every opportunity the same.
And sometimes those people who live in those houses, you get paid. The people who live in the big expensive ones, and they're going to draw you out a little bit longer. They're going to try to nitpick you on that. That person is going to be so happy with you taking the time. Here you go. 3D design. You've heard us talk about this for many, many years. We just want to hit on this fast. It's a great way to upsell. You may want to use lighting and you may want to use seat walls, but your client says, nope, I want this. Being able to show them what lighting looks like or what a seat wall can do is going to improve your portfolio tremendously. It's not that hard to learn. We really recommend you go out there and take the time and start off small. Not everything's got to be grand, but just try to take the time to learn it because that's the way things are going more and more and more every year.
And you guys, if you're doing 3D design and you're like, yeah, that's the same old stuff, Jason, thanks. Take it one step further. I found this on Instagram, this photo here. The gentleman has these white boards with his logo printed up. And he's got these frames they made in the wintertime when it's not snowing because you got a lot of time, right? And he takes his 3D design for every project he sells. He goes to his vinyl store and he gets it printed on a vinyl sticker and he goes zip right onto that whiteboard and he puts it in front of that house as his yard sign for during construction. And his title, his comment on Instagram was, so the neighbors don't have to ask what we're doing. I loved that. I love that. So that is setting himself apart, making himself unique. That is the ultimate yard sign, not just a logo with a phone number. There's not even a phone number on there. That's the best part. They'll Google it. They'll find it. It's just the project. It's another way of saying, pardon our mess while we work here. We're making something beautiful, in my opinion.
This is a great page in our catalog. Does everybody feel that this is true? 20% of the project is product cost, 80% is labor. That's a very true statement. So I'm going to hit on the 20% part. Not saying that our good products aren't good, but if you want to upgrade to a different product, I can tell you 9 out of 10 people I talk to, I can't do that. It's too expensive. It's going to make or break the project. How do you know that? That is only an increase on the 20% part of it, not the other part of it. So keep in mind, not that the good products aren't good and not everything has got to be the best, but don't just go in there with a closed mind, a preconceived notion of they can't afford that. People go out and buy 2 or 3, $6, $7 drinks every single day at Starbucks, right? People are going to go out there and do that. So you never know. When they're out there putting the money that you're paying you to install this project, give them what they want, show them everything out there.
That dealer example, that dealer I referred to, he would oftentimes say, Richcliffe's double the price. And the homeowners would go right back to that Brussels A-frame. Don't do that. Yes, it's double the price in terms of the cost of the material to them, but it's not going to double the cost of the project, right? It's doubling that 20% category. The next thing that this funnel shows, of course this funnel is to help sell pavers, right? But this funnel is definitely here to help sell yourself to the client. 80% of the investment that the client makes is in picking the right contractor. 80% of the money that they invest is in picking the right contractor in labor, base material, aggregates, all those other things aside from the paver. My point here is you could pick the very best contractor and the most low-end paver, or with the low-end paver, and have a project that lasts forever. You can pick the worst contractor and the most high-end product and have a terrible experience and hate pavers for the rest of your life. This is where you sell yourself. You need to give them those examples, and that's how you use this chart with this. So with that, Unilock product categories. We showed this to you guys here earlier. Good, better, and best. Just to kind of give you a perspective like, hey, I'm stuck in a rut. I'm using Beacon Hill all the time, Brussels all the time. We offer 25 different in-stock products before we touch anything that's special order. 25 in-stock products with 45 different unique colors with those products as well.
So to go to that, we feel that sometimes our contractors feel like Unilock has turned into this Beacon Hill company, and all they want to do is push Richcliffe, Umbriano, all the elegant stuff. We have some great products out there, Westport being one of them. I did a fantastic commercial job last year up in Traverse City Country Club. It looks phenomenal. Okay?
It's in the good category.
That's in the good category. We also look at our walls many, many times. Hey, you guys get awesome paving stones, but I use somebody else's wall. Well, why? Or, you know what, I'm tired of Unilock. They don't have anything different. How could we not have anything different? We got 39 unique options out there for walls and 89 for pavers. Think outside the box. Use that low-end paver, that high-end wall, vice versa. We have a lot of stuff that we can offer you out there. That's why we feel like our catalog is the best sales tool for us and on the market. Don't be afraid to hand it out. Part of your job is gaining their trust, asking those open-ended questions, finding out what their needs are to make their project better. So, this year we have many pre-sealed products out there. Talking about the Bristol Valley, we're going to do a little demo right here with Beacon Hill Smooth and Bristol Valley on the right. Don't forget about the Umbrianos. Don't forget about the Arcanas. One thing about Bristol Valley, it may be about $1.15 more a square foot than what Beacon Hill is going to be. What are you going to charge that homeowner to seal it afterwards if they want it sealed? Not $1.15. $1.50, $2 maybe. Got to go back, clean it. It got dirty again. You got to clean it again. You got to wait for it to dry out. Please take a look at these products.
So with this, I'm going to ask Josh to switch over to the screen. And the point that Jason's making here is these particular products could be sold as a benefit, like Jason said, but also, like he said, how much does it cost for you to do it, but then the potential challenge. Now that challenge, if you have a challenge with the sealer, it's on us, not you. So with that, we have two pavers here. We have Beacon Hill Smooth and our new Bristol Valley Cleaned and Sealed. Mustard, oil. Ugh. It's just smearing.
This went off a lot better last night. Promise you.
Well, we only did one spot. We got three,
Yeah.
so I got like 4 times the rags needed.
Yeah. what we're trying to show here is just how nice this cleans up, okay? Now, every product can be a little bit different and stuff like that, and it doesn't mean that you're going to let that ketchup just stay on there forever. But 100% of the time, that classic series paver or that product that is not pre-sealed or easy clean technology is going to stain.